What's up guys, Jinx here, back with another keyboard video. Today's video is gonna be a little different, and it should be a pretty interesting video to be honest. Because today, I'm gonna be giving my girlfriend's keyboard a little makeover. So a little backstory for you guys. About 5 months ago, I was trying to look for a keyboard to replace my old Red Dragon TKL, and after searching for the right board, I managed to find an Ant Pro 2 on OfferUp for about $40. And after using it for about a month or two, I decided to build my very first custom keyboard. And so this little guy right here went to my girlfriend. So now that her birthday is coming up, I decided to give her crusty old keyboard a little love by making it look unrecognizable. So first things first, you might notice that some of the keycaps aren't even part of the set. Well, back then, I didn't really have enough money to switch the keycaps, so I had to work with what I had. But anyway, time to grab our trusty keycap puller and take this mixture of putting keycaps and Pro 2 keycaps and random keycaps off this keyboard. After we're done, let's gather them all up, and since we have absolutely no use for them, we can just throw them all away. Next, let's take her apart and see what's inside. We'll need a T5 screw bit for the Ant Pro 2 screws. And once we unscrew all 5 of them, we can take off the PCB. But be very careful doing this because the PCB is attached to the battery, which is sticking onto the case. So we might damage the PCB if we carelessly grab it. Gently pry the battery off and you should be good. Notice the shelf liner in here from a while back. Since we're upgrading it, we can just throw it all away. With the PCB all by itself, we can put aside this trusty dusty case, but we won't be throwing it away because it might be useful in the future, hint hint. Moving on, it's time to give her a little makeover. The new case that I'll be using is the alabaster white resin case from KBD Fans. It has some weight to it, though not as much as an alu case like the Tofu 60. But this bad boy won't move around your desk so easily. Honestly, I think this is one of the best looking 60% cases you can easily get, and my girlfriend really loves the way it looks, so I decided to get it just for her. The first thing we do with this case is put some foam in it. We'll need one layer of foam for most of the case because otherwise the PCB won't have any space. I used some scraps from leftover builds for this one so I don't waste any foam, so I'm sorry to all the people who have OCD for not having the perfect cutouts. But anyways, once that's done, we can put the battery inside and place the PCB right above it. Now because the PCB wasn't exactly made for this case, not all screws line up. But fortunately, we can use 2 of the screws from the Ant Pro 2 and screw the PCB on each side of the case, just like this. With the PCB held in place, we can move on to modding the switches. Now unfortunately, I wish I could replace the switches, but I don't have a soldering kit just yet. So we're keeping these browns on. But for the sake of modding switches and hoping it'll sound better, I'll try to lube them as best as I can without desoldering them. So the way I'll be lubing the switches is by pushing the stem all the way down and grabbing a little bit of lube and brushing it all around the inner housing. I admit it's pretty messy and will not have the same effect as lubing them properly, but this is the most I can do right now, and at least the process doesn't take hours to do. Let's check the results with a quick sound test of the lube versus unlubed switch. Hey, post-production Jinx here. Some footage was lost and I don't have the board anymore, so I can't refilm it. But anyways, here are my thoughts on the sound test comparison. There is a slight difference. The unlubed ones sound a bit scratchier and high-pitched compared to the lube ones. Plus, there was a slight difference in the typing feel as well. I think it feels a little bit smoother, but that just might be me. Anyways, back to the video. Moving on to the keycaps, we'll be using this Jigglypuff themed keycap set. I got it because she's going for a white and lavender themed setup, and I found this to be the perfect tone of lavender. The keycaps are a pretty good budget set from Amazon, though they are cherry profile, so be careful when you have north-facing LEDs, as you will experience interference. With that in mind, let's finally see how it looks on the board. Now here's what you've all been waiting for.